when raw power roared through the streets, when chrome gleamed under the sun, and the thunder of V8s echoed like war drums. The 1970s weren't just a decade, they were a statement. And no one made that statement louder than GM. With muscle cars that weren't just fast, they were drop-dead gorgeous. Today, we're counting down the 15 best-looking GM muscle cars of the 1970s. Not just by power, but by presence. Buckle up. This ride is going full throttle into a beautiful past. Number 15. 1970, Buick GSX. A masterpiece wrapped in boldness, the 1970 Buick GSX stood out in satin yellow and Apollo white. With aggressive stripes and a massive rear spoiler, it was Buick's way of saying, "We can do muscle too, and look damn good doing it." Visual cue: yellow GSX roaring down an empty street, sunset in the background. But this was just GM's opening act. Wait till you see what came next from Oldsmobile number 14. 1971. Oldsmobile 442 W30. Oldsmobile's 442 W30 was more than just a pretty face. It wore its curves like armor, with rally stripes running across a hood that hid serious horsepower. Those twin nostril air intakes? Pure intimidation. Visual cue: front grille close-up, shifting to rear taillights glowing at dusk. Yet, GM was not done sculpting steel and style. Pontiac was about to unleash an icon number 13. 1977, Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Yes, that Trans Am immortalized in Smokey and the Bandit. The screaming eagle on the hood, the T-tops, the deep black paint. It was not just a car, it was an attitude on wheels. Visual cue: Trans Am cutting through winding roads, camera low and dramatic, from movie star to street king. But let's go back a few years to where it all began. Number 12. 1970. Chevrolet Camaro, Z28 sleek, aggressive, absolutely magnetic. The 1970 Z28 wasn't just redesigned, it was reimagined. Longer, lower and leaner with split bumpers and wide fenders, it looked ready to race standing still. Visual cue: Z28 parked in a garage with flickering lights, camera pans slowly. Still, one GM beauty matched elegance with performance in a way few others dare. Number 11. 1970. Pontiac GTO Judge loud, proud and brightly colored. The Judge was a rolling courtroom where style delivered the final verdict. With flamboyant paint schemes and Ram air scoops, it was muscle meets madness. Visual cue: orange GTO with hood open. Camera moves to inside cabin with vintage detailing. Speaking of madness, Chevy had something wild of its own around the same time. Number 10. 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS454. One of the most iconic silhouettes of the era. The bulging cowl induction hood, bold racing stripes and flared wheel arches made it a visual beast and a true street legend. Visual cue: burnout shot, tire smoke filling the frame as camera rises to the roofline. And just when you think it couldn't get any more stylish, enter Monte Carlo, number 9. 1971, Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS454. Elegance met muscle. With its long hood, chrome grille, and luxury coupe lines, the Monte Carlo SS454 looked like it belonged in a tuxedo, but punched like a bar brawler. Visual cue: Monte Carlo under streetlights, slow motion as it cruises past. But GM wasn't just building muscle for show, they were making legends. Number 8. 1973. Pontiac Grand Am futuristic for its time. Hidden wipers, curved rear windows, and a bold snout grille made the 1973 Grand Am a bold step forward. It didn't just follow trends, it set them. Visual cue: highlight the grille, then pan around the rear quarter panel. Now let's shift gears back to raw, classic appeal. Number 7. 1972. Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme understated yet stunning. With a formal roofline, detailed chrome trim, and bold stance, the Cutlass Supreme became a favorite among muscle fans who wanted refinement with muscle. Visual cue: cruise scene through a quiet neighborhood, family waves at the car. And speaking of fan favorites, one name dominated style and sales alike. Number 6. 1977. Chevrolet Camaro Rally Sport. The Rally Sport was the cool rebel of the second-gen Camaros. Two-tone paint jobs, stylish bumpers, and that unmistakable long nose gave it a bold, road-hugging look. Visual cue. Side shot as it takes a sharp corner. Tires screeching slightly. But the next car wasn't about speed. It was about making a statement. Number 5. 1975. Chevrolet Caprice Classic. Coupe. Yes, it was big. Yes, it was heavy. But the Caprice Classic Coupe had flair. Opera windows, Landau tops, and a stately presence made it a rolling time capsule of 70s charm. Visual cue. Aerial shot over the hood, then zoom into retro dashboard. From grace to aggression, GM had all bases covered, especially with this next brute. Number 4. 1970 Pontiac Firebird. Formula 400 sleeker than the Trans Am and arguably better looking, the Formula 400 had a clean design with twin-scooped hoods and minimal fuss, just pure, aggressive flow. Visual cue. Golden hour lighting on side profile, engine rev in background. And now, we're heading toward the holy trinity of GM's finest eye candy, number 3. 1973 Buick Century Grand Sport. A rare gem. With European flair and American muscle, the Century Grand Sport balanced sportiness with luxury, featuring louvered windows and bold color schemes. Visual cue. Pull up to gas station, slow motion of fuel cap opening. Rare, yes, but not as rare as the next contender. Number 2. 1975. Hurst Olds Cutlass. A collaboration of legends, white and gold paint, swivel bucket seats, T-tops, and that unmistakable Hurst badge. This car wasn't just beautiful, it was a badge of honor. Visual cue. Spotlight on Hurst badge, interior shot transitions to T-tops, and finally, the king of charisma, number 1. 1970 Chevrolet El Camino SS half-truck, half-muscle car, all attitude. The El Camino SS was the wild child of GM's lineup. With bold stripes, mag wheels, and that unmistakable silhouette, it remains one of the most visually striking machines GM ever built. Visual cue. El Camino SS loaded with surfboards, roaring down the coast at sunset. These were not just cars, they were characters, rolling reflections of a time when design meant something, when every curve told a story. Which one of these GM beauties stole your heart? Let us know in the comments. And if you're as obsessed with muscle legends as we are, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and fuel up for more classics every week. This was Classic Muscle Legends, and we'll see you on the next ride.